What's up, YouTube? As you can see, I'm holding a glass of my tap water, fresh out of the tap. We're going to do a little experiment. Come with me. Here we are in front of my two guppy tanks. As you can see, the water in them is quite yellow. There's a lot of algae. Someone recently asked me how much I do water changes on these tanks. Honestly, I really don't do water changes anymore. I just replace a lot of the water because of the way I have these sponge filters set up. They end up splashing little micro droplets of water into the air. A lot of it goes over the side. It doesn't make a mess really, but I mean, you get a little bit of like mineral buildup and stuff. But basically, it evaporates a good this much water every day, every couple days, and I'm constantly topping them off. So I can't really remember the last time I did a water change on these tanks. So what I'm about to do right now is see if I'm a bad fish keeper or what. So we got my water here. We're going to dunk a test strip in it and see what readings I get right out of the tap. Usually my tap water has some nitrates in it. Then we're going to do one for the male tank. Put that on the left. And one for the female tank. Yes, I know I can cut the strips to save them, but I don't use them all that often, so I'm not worried about using a couple more. So female tap water, male tank. Let's give them a minute and see what we see. Alrighty, I can see that the guppy tanks have a much higher nitrate level than the tap water. So that probably means I'm not doing enough water changes. Let's see. I don't know if I can do this on camera. We'll try. Alright. So pH is like 6 point something. KH pretty low. GH also quite low. So yep, soft acidic water. And nitrates something like 10 out of the tap. I don't even know if you guys can see that pink on the camera, but I can see it. Now, let's look at the female's tank. That's not good, actually. I need to change water as soon as I'm done filming this. Because their nitrates is like, whoa. Way up there. That's bad. 100-ish. So that's not good. I need to reduce that by 90%. Which means I need to do 90% water change. And the male tank is a little bit lower because I think there's slightly less fish in there, but essentially the same. Now, you can see the fish look okay. This is the dude, where'd he go? This is the dude who had the notch in his tail. He's the only one who's not looking too hot. The notch has gotten slightly bigger. Over here though, she's actually started healing back up, who had the notch in her tail for the longest time. None of them are dying. She also still has the notch, but it hasn't changed. So, I guess my method so far is not sufficient because I don't want them sitting in 100 parts per million. If nothing else, even if it's not killing them, it's definitely slowing down their growth, and that's not what I want. So, I need to get in here and do big water change on both these tanks. I'm going to have to monitor it more closely in the near future to make sure I keep up on that because I don't want any of my fish dying or anything. So that's the importance of testing, I suppose. Going off of sight, they look fine, everything looks good, but that's much higher nitrate level than I'm comfortable with. As you can see though, compared to the tap water, one other thing I want to point out is that they have a much higher mineral content. That's the purple pink in the middle there, and I gotta go soon and deal with this baby. She wants to get out of her playpen. So that's from the crushed coral on the stones that I've put in the tanks to harden up the water, because guppies like that more than my tap water, which is very, very soft. Okay, I need to go play with this baby and entertain her. And then I need to do water changes on these tanks. Thanks for watching, guys. Alright guys, what's up? Yesterday I showed you guys my water test and that I needed to do water change, which I did. And now I'm looking at results from today. Interesting. So I did a big water change. pH and KH are essentially the same. GH is much lower, which isn't surprising because the rocks haven't had time to leach in and change the water chemistry, and my water is naturally very soft. However, I'm actually showing some nitrite or whatever, which isn't good. That's not normal. More than before I did the water change. And then nitrates are down to a reasonable amount. I don't know, maybe 15 or something, but they were up at like over 100 yesterday, so, and my tap water is like 10. I don't know, maybe that's even 25, it's kind of hard to tell. In any case, much lower. This one, on the other hand, it's still relatively hard, so I guess these stones must be leaching more minerals. And pretty much the same, like 4 parts NO2. Can you see that? Which is weird because there was none yesterday. I don't know. And then around like 15 to 20 parts NO3, which is fine for me because these fish were born in water that was like 10-15 parts, and that's how it comes out of my tap, and that's how I keep all my fish, and they're all pretty much fine. So I'm going to keep an eye on this and see what kind of water change schedule I need to set up. If you take a look, I don't know if you can tell, but the water is definitely clearer than it was yesterday in both tanks. Other than that, pretty much the same thing going on. Alright, so that's it. Water's looking much better today, and we'll keep an eye on it so that it doesn't get bad again. Thanks for watching. What's up, YouTube? I just noticed this female guppy's tail is like mangled. And this is a day or so after I did, 2 days after I did that big water change. All the other ones look fine. Obviously there was more nitrate in the water, as well as nitrite. Sorry, I always get them confused. The more harmful one, NO3, or sorry, NO2, I mean, there was more of that in the tank after I did the water change, which tells me there was like a spike of ammonia for some reason. I used the chlorinator, so I don't know what's going on. In theory, the water change should have been good. It seems to have stressed her out badly enough to make her tail look like that. So I'm just going to keep watching it and see if there's anything I can do for her. This tank looks pretty much the same as before. I added this Anubias Nana because it kept floating out of the substrate in the 45-gallon upstairs, so I just tied it to this rock and threw it in here. I didn't put it in this one because I think the yellow snail will eat it, because he eats all the plants. And so hopefully that will help manage the nitrites and nitrates in here. But that stinks. I need to get some salt in this water and just keep monitoring it closely. Maybe I stirred up too much like gunk from the bottom when I did the water change and released a pocket of ammonia or something. Maybe I unplugged the heater because it hasn't been running. Maybe the temperature is fluctuating overnight or something. I don't know. I need to keep an eye on this though. That's not good. Hopefully we can bring it back. But that doesn't look great. Alright. Thanks for watching, guys.